Welcome back, Spazites, to another Transformers video review. Today, we have a very special video for you, it's not a normal Transformers video. Normally I've been doing the mainline War for Cybertron trilogy and anything from the Chug line, but today I have a special Transformers Bumblebee Cyberverse Adventures Rack and Ruin figure that I found on the shelf. Now, these are an older figure. I'm not sure if they did a new run of them, but I happened to find this guy at Target for only 20 bucks, and he's going for a little bit more online these days. And yeah, I had him on my wish list just because I wanted him on my Wreckers team, and he looks like a cool figure. He actually does transform into a gunnery tank jeep thing. I'm not sure what you would call that. But yeah, I wanted to add him to my Wreckers team. I don't have a whole bunch of the Wreckers, but I am trying to build a good Wreckers team. And Wreck and Ruin was a Marvel Comics original creation who was part of the Wreckers. He didn't transform. They decided to give him a transformation for the Cyberverse Adventures. He may have had a transformation in the IDW, because I think IDW used him a little. I can't remember. I know that one of the other Transformers YouTubers just did a video on him a couple weeks ago, at the time of this recording. And yeah, anyway, I'm going to go ahead and get him out of his little prison here. And after a quick cut, we'll be right back. I can't wait to get him out. He looks cool. He's got the flip-up Energon Armor gimmick that the series had. There was a series of... Anyway, I'll be right back. Alrighty, so the first thing I have to say about him is that his knees are loose. He's got decent tightness on the hips, although they're a little loose as well. They are just on ball joints. But his knees are pin joints, and they are very loose. I mean, they'll hold a certain amount of poses, but unfortunately there is no ankle tilt because it is a more simplistic Cyberverse figure. He does have this cool thing that honestly looks cool on his back the way it is. And like I said, he doesn't want to stand up. He's a little loose. This pops off. Whoops. Don't want to show the gimmick yet. This pops out. And this is a big gun for him. With a really nice crossbar thing. It's on a spring. What is this supposed to do? Is this gun supposed to do something? Why is it on a spring? It's got a weird spring-loaded function. But it doesn't do anything. Anyway. So the gun, if I could get him to hold it... There. He's got a cool gun. Unfortunately, these can't flip out and become arm cannons. That would be really cool. I'd love to see a Chug version of this guy. Maybe even make him a Voyager class as opposed to a Deluxe class. Because he could definitely do it. They could give him more detail. These could flip out in robot mode and become, you know, arm cannons and stuff. They do have a function here. There's a little button back here that you push, and nope. I guess I'm wrong. How does this work? Do this? No? Huh. Maybe I gotta put the gun back on here. Let's see. I thought it just flipped out. Hold on, let me see if I'm mixing this function up with something else. Okay, as far as I know, I'm not doing anything wrong. It does say to take this off, and then his body opens up, and that flips out, so I guess that's how it's supposed to flip out. You have to actually open it up yourself. But yeah, there's his Energon Armor in And it does clip down so that it stays in place, but it just folds up and folds back in there. And I guess the Energon Armor actually looks a lot more like his original comic book counterpart, which if you look closely, you can see his face is truly only visible through the slits in the front and the side. Now, I have seen a couple people paint this Energon Armor a solid color to make it actually look more like a G1 or Marvel Comics version of the character, which is it's cool. I would consider doing that, except I just am no good at painting. I would not trust myself for it to look even halfway decent. So let's go into the rest of his articulation while we're at it. Unfortunately, he doesn't have any of the cool ports that our War for Cybertron figures have as far as for using weaponizers and stuff. To the best of my knowledge, his gun's peg is the same size as all the other stuff. It's just that they don't have the other ports. Let's see, his arms are on ball joints and spin all the way around, although the wheel does get in the way, so you have to be careful. His shoulders can go up that far. His elbows swivel and are on hinges. His heads can't move. They are stationary on the body. He does not have waist swivel. He can kick this far forward, kick that far back. He does pretty good splits, and he's got some decent knee bend. Unfortunately, I don't think we could get him to successfully sit on our Decepticon throne back there, but he's an Autobot, so he wouldn't want to be on the Decepticon throne anyway. He's got decent posability. You can put him in some pretty decent poses. So, yeah. So that's it for the robot mode. I really like it. He's going to look great on my shelf with the rest of my records. These Cyberverse figures, some of them are just not, they've toned down on the cartoony just enough so that it actually looks like it could fit in with the modern lines, the main lines right now, which I think is really cool. I'm really excited about that. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and get him transformed. It should not be a tricky transformation. And we'll be right back to go over his vehicle mode, his alt mode. But before I do that, let's compare him to a couple of our Transformers that we have in robot mode. We've got the Decius drone here. He's a little bit taller, a little bit wider of stature. Other than that, about the same bulk. He's got a really skinny, thin front to back. So he's probably about the same bulk there. Here he is next to our Alicon. And then here he is next to our BotBot. Our Shudder BotBot. Who's my favorite BotBot right now? Here he is next to Gnaw. From Studio Series 86. And then let's give him a Voyager class figure, Ectotron. So, obviously, Ectotron's a lot bigger. Ectotron's a big boy, though. So, here he is next to Gigawatt. He's considerably larger than Gigawatt. Gigawatt's a little guy. Anyway, let's get him in tank mode, or whatever that vehicle is. And, yeah, we'll be right back after another quick cut. Thanks. Okay, so here is Wreck and Ruin in vehicle mode, alt mode. Not a huge fan. You see too much of the robot's inner workings in the vehicle mode here. There's like gaps and holes and stuff. Whereas the handgun, it just sticks in down here. I think it would have served better up here being a cannon in vehicle mode, or even clipping in here somehow to cover up this hole. I don't know. It's cool, but I think they missed out on something. So, I would also think it would be cool if they could somehow get the shielding in here as part of it, but because his heads are down here, the shielding wouldn't really work because they come down below his chest, and we've got him folded. This transformation was actually a little bit trickier than I thought it would be. I do have a couple of pegs on what are his legs here that are already showing some stress. See those little white spots right there on the plastic? That's showing stress, and that was already there before I even did this. So I think once I get him back into robot mode, he's probably going to stay in robot mode except for very special occasions, and I'm going to have to be really careful. I'm a little disappointed in Hasbro because the Cyberverse line is generally geared towards our younger audience, and I'm afraid this thing's going to break. And I'm an adult. Some people might argue that I'm not, but I am. I swear, I'm an adult. But overall, it's okay. I really wish there was more to the vehicle mode. I wish it looked a little more complete, a little smoother. Other than that, it's okay. I definitely prefer the robot mode. He does roll okay, which is, you know, it's a complaint with some figures. His hands are visible, but they almost look like you could peg some weapons in there, which would be cool. Like I said, it was a really lost thing having his gun down here under the hood as opposed to attached up here. And you can't even attach it up here if you want to, because everything else is in the way. So it just won't work that way, unfortunately. See, it almost seems like it might, but it doesn't. There's just not enough room. So yeah, that goes under here like this. And yeah. So anyway, thanks for watching. Hope you like my video. If you do, please leave a comment down below. If you really like my video and you're not already, please subscribe. It's completely free to do, and it really helped me grow my channel. I'd really appreciate it. And that having been said, until next time, as usual, be kind, happy hunting. Wait, stop. We gotta compare him to some other vehicles in vehicle mode. So here he is in his weird tank mode. Here we have him next to Deluxe Class. Oh god, I forgot his name. I love this guy. How could I? Warpath. Deluxe Class Warpath. Here he is next to Voyager Class Optimus Prime. He's actually about the same size as a Voyager Class figure, as far as robot mode goes. Here he is next to Deluxe Class Slammer. Here he is next to War for Cybertron Trilogy Bumblebee, and Cliff Jumper, and Bumper, and Pipes, and Puffer, Huffer, whatever his name is. Anyway, that's it. Thanks for watching. Now I can finish the outro as usual. Don't forget to be kind, happy hunting, and goodbye. Don't forget to wash your hands, and if you go out, please be safe. Bye.